Gary Lineker is a real one. That's why BBC sacked him, because he's not gonna let them muffle him, he's not gonna let them restrict him. He's gonna be himself, and himself is a real one. So I rate Gary, they're definitely not taking you back. They're mad right now that you said that. What I'm on about is Gary Lineker sat down with Rashford in an interview and said to Rashford, the criticism you get, you would not be getting if you was white. Let's get into it.
Do you think sometimes you get unfairly criticised because of who you are and what you've done, not necessarily on the pitch? But I always thought, because I'm a massive supporter of what you did. I mean, I think pretty much everyone. It was incredible what you did. You shifted government policy and all that sort of stuff. It was remarkable. And always my fear was that the minute he has a bad spell, they'll blame that. Obviously, I'm saying this is because I feel it a little bit, but I think some of the times the criticism for you might go on a night out. You might go out in an outfit, a certain outfit, and that will be criticised. I don't think that would be criticised if that was a white player. Do you think sometimes you get...
He said it there. I've never heard no one who's white say that to a black football player. They're all gonna kind of, you know what I'm saying? Even if they feel like that, because there is some white people that feel like that, but they're not just gonna say it on TV. They know that they can get sacked or whatnot. But Gary Lineker is known to go against the grain. That's why they sacked him in the first place. If I was Rashford, I would have leaned across the table, fist my hand and said, "Blood, this is what I'm saying." I just went in Rashford. Rashford said that, and Rashford felt like uncomfortable. Rashford, what are you feeling uncomfortable for, blood? You're supposed to be going in. You're supposed to be saying to my man, "Bro, thank you." You're supposed to be saying to my man, "Thank you," he said it. And Rashford was kind of like unfazed, like, no, you were supposed to go in and say, "Gary, I'm glad you said." He supposed to big up Gary. Trust me, that was me. I would have been like, "See, bro, see." You know what I'm saying? There's no realer than that, man. Go and check out the whole interview with Gary and Rashford. Rashford says some real stuff. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not a big fan of Rashford as a player. But I see the criticism that he gets is uncalled for. And a lot of things he gets talked about. If it was other players, they wouldn't talk about it if he weren't black. You get me? So either way, even if I did want him to leave my club and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I can't deny that my man gets criticism that he doesn't deserve. You know what I'm saying? And who we talking about here? We're talking about this clown, Dean Saunders. Look what this fool said. First of all, he says Marcus Rashford doesn't deserve to move Barcelona. It sounds like a hater, bro. Off the back. Sounds like a hater. This ain't 1989, bro.
With the ball.
Do you think Marcus Rashford can do that?
Well, it's whether he can do it every week. Or distractions. I mean...
That's a fair point. Whether he can do it every week, that's what one thing about Rashford is like, my criticism, like, it's too, you know what I'm saying? It's too on and off and all that, man. Sometimes he has stinkers, you know what I'm saying? That's fair enough criticism there, but let's go into it more.
I'd say to him as well, look, bin the Rolls Royce, because fans can't pay, some of the fans watching you can't pay the electric bill.
Bro, what the fuck has that got to do with anything on the pitch? Jamie O'Hara, when he said that, Jamie was smiling straight away, like say, rah. Even Jamie thought that was weird.
Yeah.
So
we need to get rid of the Rolls.
Read the room, right?
We wanted to drive around in a Mini Cooper.
What other idiot would drive around in a Rolls Royce or a Bentley like that? A white one.
Do you hear him? What other idiot would drive around? He retired like 30 years ago, man. He's saying the fucking 1989-90 season. You know what I'm saying?
You.
Hey, don't knock the Bentley.
Right, bin the Rolls Royce. Fans expected to have a nice car. They expected to have a Range Rover, an S-Class Mercedes. But Elton John and Elvis drive around in 700 grand Rolls Royces. Don't they?
Yeah.
So,
But they are the modern day rock stars.
well, yeah, don't be a rock star. Be like Scotty Scheffler.
I don't even know who Scotty Scheffler is, and I'm not even bothering to do my research. But you know what I'm saying? These men wanting to be humble, they don't like it because, you know, in his time in the game, Rashford probably made more in a year than he made in his career. You know what I'm saying? Them man love that Kante type player. You know what I'm saying? That just comes in smart. That's what they love, you know. They want everyone to be like Kante. That's why they used to love Kante. Come to work in his Mini Cooper. He smiles at everyone. He's nice. They just want you to be humble. They don't want you to be yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's the opposite, isn't he? He just gets on with the job, and now you're calling him out with the ball.
Do you think Marcus Rashford can do that?
Well, it's whether he can do it every...
So there it is. He's just talking like, what has that got to do with anything? We're talking about his performances, and then you go and talk about his Rolls Royce and all that. That sounds like some. If Dean Saunders was in the streets, yeah, he's one of them guys you'd have to watch out for. Trust me, he's one of them guys you'd have to watch out for. Might not be bad minding what you got and that. You know what I'm saying? He'll be one of them guys, yeah, my man fixes. You pull up normally on the block in your car, talk to everyone, be cool with everyone. You'll be like, you know what I'm saying? No attitude, nothing. These Saunders will be like, yo, my man thinks it's bad and that. Man will be like, what you mean, bro? It's cool. Nah, bro. Nah, man. Do you see how he was looking? Trust me. Throwing them evil seeds out there. That's what type of guy Dean Saunders is, man. And you know what? Man seen this interview, yeah? This is hard to rate Gabby Abanglaho, you know. He's seen this. And then man had to reply to Dean Saunders as well. Let's get into that.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford has reportedly completed his Barcelona medical today ahead of a move from Manchester United. He will join on a season-long loan with an option to buy him next summer. He, of course, spent the second half of last season at your club, Gabby, Aston Villa, who decided not to exercise the option to make it permanent, which does surprise me.
Let me just get into that part. This is all just a part about Rashford going to his transfer to Barcelona.
By the move.
How come Man United get rid of him and make him train on his own, and then he goes to Aston Villa and they don't want him, and he goes to Barcelona?
Yeah.
So is it Hansi Flick, the manager?
Hansi Flick, yeah.
So you're thinking, and Deco, who's his director of football, I think, I don't know what's going through their heads. What have they been watching?
Bro, he just sounds like a hater, man. He sounds like a straight hater, you know. Trust me.
That we haven't. Been the Rolls Royce, fans expect you to have a nice car. They expect you to have a Range Rover, an S-Class Mercedes. But Elton John and Elvis drive around in 700 grand Rolls Royces. Don't they?
Yeah.
So,
But they are the modern day rock stars.
well, yeah, don't be a rock star. Be like Scotty Scheffler. Yeah. He's the opposite, isn't he? He just gets on with the job.
What a load of nonsense Dino's talking. What car does Scotty Scheffler drive, by the way? Can someone find out what car he drives? What's his car?
That was
See, this is a
painful.
whole different conversation now.
Yes.
Because I was actually just wanting to talk football. with you, and
Exactly.
I'll get to that point in a
Yeah.
minute. What does Marcus Rashford's car have to do with Marcus Rashford on the football field?
That was a painful. That was like
Be
Maybe
like
that-
Scotty Scheffler.
that was like maybe some lads in the pub having a pub chat. That was like, for one, Marcus Rashford has played 426 games for Manchester United.
Yeah.
He hasn't just come out of the academy and had 5 Premier League games. If he wants to have a Rolls Royce, that's up to him. If he wants to have a Bugatti for £1 million, that's his right to do that.
You get me? Hold tight, Gabby Abanglaho, man. You know what I'm saying? These man are pissed, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's get more into it, because
He's worked hard to become a footballer. All the hard work as a young lad to get into that Manchester United first team, to go and play 426 games. Oh, but he should drive a Range Rover.
You know,
I mean, I do love Dino. Dino's a good
or an
lad.
S-Class. No, he is, but he's got to make sense of it. We know he's nice. Like, I speak to Dino quite a lot, but we've got to make sense of it.
It's
I'd rather Dino focus on, you know, for us.
That'd be a bungalow and use waffle. You get me? The truth, man. The man even insinuate that Dean was being racist. We get to that.
Villa, he played 17 games and scored 4 goals.
Exactly.
Not good enough to get the move.
But I don't
understand the rest of it.
But what I don't get is, you know, he should drive a Range Rover or an S-Class Mercedes. So you're telling someone how to spend their money. Some players now, I'll tell you that for sure, majority of the players now in the Premier League, they'll be on the private jets in the summer.
Yeah.
They're not on the Jet 2
And by the way,
EasyJet.
these are players that have only done it for a season.
Exactly.
I know certain players. I don't want to name names, but I know certain players
They're
that
straight
are on the private jets.
Exactly.
And by the way, who have Rolls Royces.
Exactly.
And they've been playing Premier League football for 1 season. Marcus Rashford's been doing it for 10.
Yes. Where's the same energy when John Stones has had a Rolls Royce? What car's Foden driving? Kirkers had a.
So we named all them 3 players there: John Stones, Foden, and Kirkers. All players that are white, yeah. So he's indirectly claiming that Dean Saunders is being a bit racist, but obviously he's not gonna say it on TalkSport. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that. He don't go into it like that. This was Gary Lineker, yeah, probably, but he ain't gonna go into it like that. He probably lose his job. He probably don't want to lose his job, which is cool. Yeah, but at least he's letting us know that, yo, Dean wouldn't have said that if he was white.
Rolls Royce Cullinan a year ago when he was at Bournemouth. So forget about what Marcus Rashford's driving. Forget about what he does with his money. Let's talk about what he's doing on the pitch.
Yeah.
What is his performances like? If Dino's questioning the move for this performance, that performance, no problem. But let's not tell players what to do with their money.
And not only that, but you try and pipe up a bit like, oh, the fans are going to be disappointed because he's driving a Rolls Royce. No.
It's like Conor Ben went and bought a Rolls Royce after beating Eubank.
Didn't beat Eubank, lost to Eubank.
Sorry.
Trust me, what he said don't drive a Rolls Royce because some fans can't even pay the light bill. If some fans can't pay the light bill, they wouldn't even be at the game because you're going to prioritise the game over your light bill. Like, Dean Saunders is talking shit, man. This ain't Wales. Dean Saunders from Wales, man. It's probably, I don't know, man. It's probably what they do in Wales.
Lost to Eubank, sorry. After Eubank had to pay, how much today? Was it half a million?
Yeah.
He had to pay, so he used that, he says, for a Rolls Royce. There's no energy on Conor Ben there. I feel like in this country, we like to put footballers down. Me, when I played.
Black football. You wanted to say black footballers there, but obviously you ain't gonna go into that. You ain't gonna go that deep.
What car do you have?
I had the Aston Martin DBS, the Bentley Continental GTS, the Lamborghini Aventador. I had them all. No one could tell me nothing. Paul Lambert come to Aston Villa, looked at it, and he was like, "You're not going to say anything, Paul. No, you're not." Do you know what I mean? Like, well, when I earn my money, I spend on whatever I like. Marcus Rashford should. Any footballer should. Anyone in any line of work should be able to spend what they earn on what they want.
Oh yeah, man. I just thought I'd speak about that. I've seen that interview today. Marcus Rashford, yeah. People are picking on Rashy. Nah, man, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad a man like Gary Lineker came forward and said it, because if a black man said it, they'll be saying, oh, they're just trying to use that victim mentality or whatnot. Or, nah. Gary Lineker said this. Gary, this is why they don't want you on TV, because you're too real. Coming with the realness. I'm going to watch that full interview, yeah, and just take it in just for that. But yeah, man, I just had to say, big up Gary Lineker. You're too real for TV, yeah. Just keep being you, man. Just keep being you. If you're not watching this video, let me know what you lot think in the comments below, yeah. If you're watching this, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, all that other good stuff. Sense forward.
I done sold all this dope for years just to become a YouTuber. Shit fucked up, y'all.